accumulation of sometimes several years' work for these players and these coaches. It's a place where you make your dreams come true, and both of these teams want to make a strong showing and get on that deep run here in the Philippines.
Well, you know, it's like you coach Poland, also ending 50 years in the wilderness, getting into the FIBA Basketball World Cup back in 2019, and I think against all expectations on the outside, you got to the quarterfinals, which was an amazing achievement. And I think that probably both of these two teams would be overjoyed if they were able to get to the last day. They just, first of all, want to get out of this group.
And the most important win for us in that time was the first game. So I think both of these teams know the importance of getting the tournament off to a great start. You know, there's many similarities. Both of these teams have strong cores. They want to do something special basketball-wise in their country. And it all starts with the game today. So I'm sure both sides are really focused to put their best effort into this game, the first game tipping it off here in Manila.
Well, Mexico, you know, they played at the FIBA America last year. Montenegro, they played at the FIBA Eurobasket, and they've all played a bunch of qualifiers. The Americas qualifiers for Mexico, obviously. I thought it was a really difficult Americas qualifiers campaign, which the evidence is that Argentina didn't make it through, and that just illustrates how tough it was to make it. Brazil barely got in, Puerto Rico barely got here, and meanwhile, we all know how difficult it is to get through the European qualifiers.
Well, I think the European teams have the advantage of playing against that competition, this playing style all year round. And I think these teams from the Americas are closing that gap. And this Mexico team with Coach Omar Quintero, he's done a great job with his core for several years, and they're playing for respect right now. And I think this team has what it takes to make that happen.
So this is the schedule for Group D game day 1 here in the Mall of Asia in Manila. Mexico against Montenegro, and tonight at 8:30 it'll be Egypt taking on Lithuania. So just absolutely overjoyed. All the jet lag is off, Mike. I'm ready. You're ready. Look at the teams in this group. FIBA World Ranking presented by Nike. Lithuania at number 8, Montenegro number 18, and Mexico, and then Egypt. And don't always follow, it doesn't always work the way of the rankings. Those are compiled over a period of years, but they are a good illustration of the relative traditions and the powerhouses of these, or the powers of these countries. So we're going to pause for the playing of the national anthems.
Please remain standing for the national anthem of Mexico. Thank you very much. We now take your seats.
Well, it's always a great part listening to national anthems for these games, just to reinforces how this is all about national team basketball and these players coming out, committing themselves to playing for their countries for the summer, and just an enormous source of pride for them in their careers when they look back on it.
And Jeff, what you absolutely love about the World Cup is countries from all over the world sending their national teams and just the competition.
Also, these guys come from different countries. You can see Manuel Mazzoni from Italy, the crew chief in the middle, Daniel Garcia from Venezuela, and Christian Height as well from Ecuador, getting the honors here on game day 1 here in the first game in the Mall of Asia. So Montenegro, Mike, if we look at their starting 5 today, Nikola Vucevic, Dino Radonjic, Marko Simonovic, Petar Popovic, and Kendrick Perry, the guard, Ilic, Mihailovic, Slavkovic, Radovic, Dublovic, Ivanovic, and Drobnjak are back. And of course, Coach Bosko Radovic was the assistant for the last team. Talk about Vucevic.
Super skilled big man, really good offensively, can score in the paint, play on the perimeter. Again, he's what you need to anchor your offense. Great balance in this Montenegro team, but it all starts with Vucevic with his scoring and playmaking on the offensive end.
And Bojan Dublovic.
What you love about the combination of Vucevic and Dublovic is the front court 5-4, and this is, I think, one of the challenges for Mexico in this game, how they match up with that front court. These guys are really skilled and really smart for the Montenegro front court.
Bosko Radovic, who took over after the last World Cup, you know, he assisted Dimitrovic, and I guess got his feet wet in terms of understanding what it's all about, the World Cup. Coming with Montenegro to going with Montenegro to China, and I know that he learned a lot from that experience, and I thought he did a great job last year, obviously, at the FIBA Eurobasket. We saw him in Berlin in the round of 16. Fabian Jaimes, Paul Stoll, Paco Cruz, Gabriel Giron, and Josh Ibarra in the starting 5. Bonilla, Gutierrez, Andriase, Orlando Mendez, Camacho, Gutierrez, and Amigo coming off the bench. Amigo having missed pretty much all of last season with the knee injuries. Great to see him back. Gutierrez, one of your former players at Hamburg.
Yeah, I'm a big Jorge Gutierrez fan. He's just a gritty, tough, really experienced point guard, excellent playmaker, outstanding defender, and he's been a heart and soul player for this national team in Mexico. Love to see him have a big tournament here.
And Paco Cruz was one of the main guns. That was back in 2014, and now he is the man offensively.
Well, again, this core has been together for several years. Paco Cruz has been an outstanding perimeter scorer, and again, he's really done it on this level before.
And you know Omar Quintero, he had captained Mexico, and just very positive and bold, I think.
I'm a very big Omar Quintero fan. I've seen them work closely coaching against them in national team friendly games, and seeing what he's done with Libertadores, his Mexican club team. He's done a great job building this core, and I think they're ready for a nice run here in Manila.
Well, the world has changed so much since the last time the FIBA Basketball World Cup was here in this great country, this basketball crazed country, the Philippines. Of course, Montenegro was then a part of Yugoslavia. They won the title, Yugoslavia, in 1978. Mexico did not make it to that tournament. But you talked about Mexico, or we talked about Mexico back in 2014, and they do have, you know, the players that were a part of that team that are in this team, and maybe a little bit of advantage to have that. But look at that, Montenegro won one of their 5 games at the World Cup. That was against Japan, their last game in 2019. They were competitive in the other games.
And I think for Coach Radovic, he's got a lot of
Yep, second World Cup tournament in the last 48 years for Mexico.
I think for Coach Radovic, these guys have, learned from their experiences, and they're ready to take their core to the next level. But I think when you talk about the building with the core, Mexico getting to their second World Cup in such a long time in history, this team is really kind of battle tested and just together for a longer time on a deeper level, maybe a little bit more connected. It's going to be a great game to tip off this wonderful tournament we have.
Paul Stoll, Jorge Gutierrez, Paco Cruz, Israel Gutierrez, and Orlando Mendez were in that team in 2014. Here they are. So as the man in the Caramelo Mexico sombrero will tell you, that experience counts. But you look at Joshua Ibarra again, really interested to see how this guy, what a great story, former American football player, defensive end, Houston Christian.
Houston Christian had an opportunity to coach him this summer in the Basketball Champions League Americas. Again, big physical body, super skilled, and I think it's a great challenge and a great matchup for him to go against Vucevic here. I think it's a great, interesting matchup here in this game.
Let's get some basketball action right now!
Mexico played 1974 World Cup, and then they made it back in 2014, and here they are again now in 2023.
This is FIBA Basketball!
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome. We're underway here in the Mall of Asia in Manila, one of the basketball capitals of the world, without a doubt. Montenegro and Mexico underway. And Montenegro with this opening possession. Vucevic, the NBA center, goes hard to the basket and gets a foul called on Ibarra. And that footwork allows him to attack.
You could see the fantastic move right there. Ibarra stopped the first play, and then the second spin got the angle to the basket for Vucevic. Really great first possession for Montenegro, getting to the free throw line, getting a foul on Ibarra.
So Vucevic makes the first. And, his addition to this team, clearly he doesn't play all the time during the qualifying windows, but to have a center like him is just such a weapon, isn't it?
Helps you control the tempo, helps you flatten out the defense, and you can play with great post reaction. So it just gives you a constant stability on the offensive side.
Paul Stoll, the bounce pass to Ibarra, gets it down there, and Radoncic with the rebound. Simonovic. Vucevic backing his way down low again, finds his way, and this time scores against Ibarra.
First play to the right, second play to the left. Unbelievable feel for the game. One-on-one in the low post from Vucevic.
I thought the team preview written on the World Cup website on FIBA.basketball about this Montenegro team is quite interesting as we look at Omar Quintero, the Mexico coach, talking about how Montenegro, on average, has the second tallest on average men in the world.
Who would have thought that, right? That's very
behind
interesting.
the Netherlands. Paco Cruz. Well, that's a big play. I mean, you need to see that first one go through the hoop, don't you?
Yep, take the lid off the rim. Paco, nice runner through the lane.
Paco Cruz, one of the Mexicans that has played a lot in Europe. You will know a lot of these players. The pass to Vucevic, gets it down low, misses. Ibarra with the rebound. And Vucevic got into a really good position there. And if you're Mexico, you got to be a little bit concerned about how Montenegro are getting the basketball inside.
Yeah, they got everything they want right at the rim.
Well, that's a fortuitous there. Paul Stoll attacks, and the ball ends up with Ibarra, and he ties it up. Here's Perry, drives in. Oh, and a push, and if that's on Ibarra, he may have to come out of the game. And that's a blow early against Mexico. They're going to have to bring out their big pivot, I would imagine, which means Israel Gutierrez or
That's a tough call. Again, you know, Perry penetrated, got to the rim, and it was kind of a slide-by finish. 2 quick fouls on Ibarra. But again, this is part of the Montenegro game plan. They put the ball right in the post. The first 2 plays to Vucevic, and then they put Ibarra in the pick-and-roll situation. So good game planning from Montenegro and Bosco.
So Ibarra's going to stay in. And I guess it's one of those things. Okay, so he's going to come in after the free throw if he makes it, and he misses it. So he's got to be careful he doesn't pick up another one.
Right.
Was he not able to check in?
He needs, yeah, you can't check in between. It's got to be after the second free throw.
Oh, okay, that's what it was, yeah. Actually, that was something that Steve Kerr talked about yesterday in the USA press conference. You got to know the rules of FIBA. They're a little bit different sometimes. Pedron, the captain, puts it up from the line. And Kendrick Perry, the naturalized point guard from the U.S. and this Montenegro team, brings it up the floor. Simonovic. Radoncic gets it to Vucevic.
Excellent spacing, teamwork, interior passing right there.
Stole. Jaimes. And maybe a little bit of a rushed shot there.
I agree. Several of the finishes here, it just, Mexico needs to settle into the game, get their rhythm, and finish plays strong.
Vucevic again tries his luck and turns and scores. Not much you can do about that.
One thing Vucevic will do, will score one-on-one. So he's getting to his spots, and just you can see the skillful intelligence, low post scoring.
Paco Cruz. Popovic guarding him. Cruz passes it and tries to get it out, but those long arms and the size of the Montenegrin defenders look like he had a little bit too much height on the pass.
Really good defensive discipline here. You can see as Cruz gets caught under the basket, they did not pull in from the perimeter. That gave him really difficult passing angles and delivered it high.
So I think probably alarm bells ringing already here for Mexico because of the way that Montenegro are able to get good shots and the fact that they've sent Ibarra to the bench with 2 early fouls. Popovic. His pass this time goes off of Vucevic and out of bounds.
It's going to be a steady diet of those low post touches for Vucevic.
And that was probably one that he could have caught. Cruz shaking and baking, and the hands up from Kendrick Perry knocks it out of bounds with 9 on the shot clock.
It's important against these good defensive teams to have on-time playmaking and pick and roll. When those opportunities to deliver the passes are there, they've got to move the ball and avoid those over dribbles. You can see the defense had good defensive discipline. Perry deflects it out of bounds.
Cruz able to get it to Pedron. And he gets bumped. Two shots or free throws, I think. Were they going to give him the 2 free throws? Look at this. And indeed, he's getting the free throws. So
pretty solid defensive effort there. Definitely got him with the lower body. I think it's a fortunate situation for Gabriel. He gets to the call and gets to the free throw line, sees that ball go through the hoop.
Well, it kind of maybe evens things out a little bit here early with Ibarra picking up the 2 quick ones. And Heron, every possession right now vital. And every free throw vital, especially for Mexico. And the second one does not drop. And the pass right into the hands of Giron. Giron, the captain, talked about how it was disappointing not to make it for the last World Cup. He was the last man cut. It just shows you what can happen. Jaimes drifts in and hits it in the lane.
Great play from Paul Stoll. Really read the play well. They tried to set up a nice pick and roll. He called off that defender. Hit Jaimes for a nice floater.
Oh, nice play. Perry able to keep it, but he throws it into the hands of Stoll. Now Stoll avoids Popovic, and Popovic gets away possibly with a reach there. Cruz with a little runner, and he scores. And Mexico impressively have come back to tie it. Turnovers hurting Montenegro.
Excellent transition, and again, you love the leadership of Paco Cruz and Paul Stoll.
And this time Jaimes gets it as Simonovic misses right at the rim. Cruz shaking and baking, getting inside and almost scored, but he knocks it away. They get it back. Gutierrez hands it off to Jaimes, and Mexico have stormed back to take the lead.
Great run from Mexico right now.
Vucevic. And Simonovic, the three-point shot is good, and, well, not sure what the strategy is for Mexico if you want to get out and get a hand in the face.
Jeff, they got a great run from Mexico, and what does Montenegro do? Put it into post to settle things down. Vucevic with a great pass to his post partner, Simonovic with the three.
This time Stoll's pass batted, and Cruz gets it back. He's wide open for three! What a turnabout! Montenegro looked like they were going the other way, and then the ball knocked out of their hands, and Cruz doesn't waste the opportunity. Popovic with the drive, the bounce pass! Vucevic, his first dunk.
So right now, Mexico has to figure out what their game plan is going to be with these pick and roll situations with Vucevic and Perry.
And a push called on Stoll. And that is Stoll complaining that he's getting hacked, whereas Perry is on Stoll like white on rice, not letting him breathe.
So there's the gamesmanship. Perry gets tangled up, and Stoll reacts with the two-hand push. That's going to be a foul call in every league. We can't react like that on the floor.
And that is Vucevic with a little thunderous dunk. And he's had a great start to the game. 10 points. Vucevic, 10 of Montenegro's 14 points. Radoncic inside Radovic. And he goes in and scores. Nice turn from Nemanja Radovic.
So it's interesting, they double Radovic in the low post, but they have not doubled Vucevic. They let him get to the middle for the easy two.
Gutierrez to Stoll, now Paco Cruz over to Jaimes. Oh, what a shot, what a play, and one! Jaimes showing some athleticism.
This is a beautiful play here. Paco Cruz, great delivery, and like you said, Jeff, fantastic athletic finish.
Jaimes, a little bit of showtime. And Perry is going out of the game, as is Vucevic. And meanwhile, coming into the game, it's great to see Nikola Ivanovic and Dublovic as well has checked in, and that's, well, not bad players coming into the game.
And this is where Mexico, they survive the great start for Montenegro. They fight their way back, scrappy team. And now let's see how they can play as these benches start to enter the game.
Dublovic, the heart and soul of this team. He's the captain, longtime Valencia basket player. Kind of surprisingly has exited them this year, and he's going to play at Zenit St. Petersburg. Here he is, getting it down low, looking to get the call, doesn't get it. Stoll has it, looks up the floor. Giron, he's open, he misses that shot. Ivanovic was such an important part. He's dribbling the ball right now of the qualifying campaign to get him to the last World Cup. And then injury prevented him from going. Here he is missing with his first jumper. Gutierrez playing big minutes here early and playing well. Cruz drives in, and there's all Gutierrez had the putback, but didn't quite get his hands on it. Now Montenegro. Dublovic into the corner, and Radovic strokes it.
But again,
Radovic.
Jeff, this starts with the pick and roll with the 5. They switch. They throw it inside to Dublovic, who had Giron on him, and it's inside out 3.
Stole to Gutierrez. This time he scores.
Beautiful pocket pass from Paul Stoll there.
Dublovic for 3, and he's hit. Nope. Thought he'd called a foul there, the referee. Just raised his hand to signal that it was going to be a 3. Dublovic can't shoot at final minute, final 30 seconds, in fact, of this opening quarter. And this is a tasty one. A battle of Europe against the Americas. And Nemanja Radovic whistled for a hold. Checking into the game for Montenegro, as is Slavkovic. And I think what we're seeing already, Mike, compared to the Montenegro team that played last year at the Eurobasket, because they have Vucevic, especially, but also a couple of other players, it's a deeper team.
100%, and it's a more defined team. They know who to get the ball to when they're in trouble.
Seven on the shot clock. Paco Cruz working hard, trying to find some space. Puts it up. It looks good, but it's a little long. He gets it back. He didn't have to go. And Mihailovic checks in, and now it's going to be Montenegro that are going to get the last shot. He goes up and almost gets it to drop. They hustle back. And what a first quarter we had. Woo!
What a fantastic way to tip off the World Cup. 2 teams competing, making runs, making plays. Great first quarter.
I'm excited. It's Mexico 19, Montenegro 19 at the end of 1. Well, here in the Mall of Asia, 19 apiece between Montenegro and Mexico. Montenegro got on top early. It didn't look good for Mexico. A couple of quick fouls for Joshua Ibarra, and full credit to Mexico for coming back, forcing some turnovers. And these first quarter plays, you can see Vucevic was into it early.
I mean, they had a great game plan coming into the game, established Vucevic inside. They used him in the post, they used him in pick and roll, but Mexico, the leadership, the experience, Paco Cruz. Look at this excellent teamwork, interior passing here, the big-to-big play. Again, playing through Vucevic. Simonovic hits the 3, the pick and roll, delivery. Vucevic putting his mark on the game early.
But Mexico, we talked about their experience. Jaime's such a big part of what they did last year at the AmeriCup and also in the qualifiers. Have come back and responded well to the early loss of Ibarra to the foul trouble. So Gael Bonilla has checked into the game for Mexico. And it's interesting that Paul Stoll remains on the court. Paco Cruz, they're going to have to play big minutes today.
This is the second quarter.
And the ball turns over, And indeed, it's going to be Montenegro basketball.
You know, the players need to be ready when they sub into the game. Bonilla had the ball. Montenegro defenders, and they intelligently pressured him. Turnover.
Oh, driving in, looked like he might have been hit from behind. No whistle. Slavkovic.
So,
0.9 on the shot clock.
Jeff, the Montenegro game plan is clearly to set as many 1-5, 2-5 pick and rolls as possible here. Dublovic set 3 pick and rolls on that possession right there. They finally got into the paint, and now we see Jorge Gutierrez, who's been known throughout his career as an outstanding defender, subbing in for the first time for Paul Stoll, who did an excellent job.
Ivanovic gets free, strokes it from downtown. There's Gutierrez driving in. Jaimes from the arc. Mihailovic takes it deep back outside. Ivanovic, who just hit one from the arc. Mihailovic downtown again. This time an air ball goes to Dublovic, and he is fouled. Oh boy, that's a tough blow for Mexico, but you give away the offensive rebound.
You know, Jeff, the 2 fouls for Ibarra are the issue right now, and the pick and roll coverage, again, it's the multiple effort defensive plays for Gutierrez. That time on the offensive boards, the multiple effort, the quick second effort play ends up with the foul.
Dublovic misses the first.
Mexico needs a very good offensive possession here. They need an excellent, good shot, teamwork for a good shot. Let's see what they come up with. The first play of the second quarter was a Stacker Spain pick and roll action in the paint that never materialized because of the turnover from Bonilla.
Dublovic led Montenegro in scoring at the Eurobasket last year. 15.2 points, 5.8 rebounds per game. There's the bounce pass to Bonilla. He drives in and is fouled as he goes up. Mihailovic. Good job getting to the free throw line. It's always interesting to see who has perhaps the advantage on the bench. And you think it might be Montenegro, but we'll see how Bonilla plays.
It's important that some of these bench players can come in and impact the game in different ways.
Hey, Bonilla just 20 years of age. Bright talent, 2.02 meters in height, 6 feet 8 inches.
And that's something he can build his confidence on, getting to the free throw line and converting the 2 free throws.
So back to a 2-point lead for Montenegro. And Gutierrez whistled for a block.
But you know, you don't mind the physical, aggressive defensive fouls, and Jorge is he's gonna do the dirty work for your team. He plays really hard, and he's gonna compete defensively. He got into the body right there, trying to handle that screen in the middle of the lane.
Slavkovic bounce pass to Dublovic, another pass to Radovic, and he got it. Bonilla off his feet. Mexico a little careless, but they maintain possession. Paco Cruz, his pass batted. Gutierrez catches it and scores.
Jeff, I love what Paco Cruz is doing on both ends of the court here. Picking up the ball, making plays, scoring. He's had a great first half.
Well, he's played some big-time situations for Mexico and his clubs over the years. Dublovic missing. Look at Bonilla coming out, showing some authority. He is catching it. Might be a candidate for the Rising Star Award that's going to go out this season at the World Cup. Gutierrez, that famous career at California and American college basketball. Here is, a travel called on Gutierrez.
So post players a lot of times get in trouble where they hesitate in the lane. That's where the turnovers or missed shots happen. You can see he gets bodied up. Instead of trying to finish right away, he let the defense get into his body. Great job defensively there from Slavkovic on the low post.
And you can see he did pick up his right foot just a little, moved his pivot.
Good job by the officials.
And it's time to hold as well. Orlando Mendez has checked into the game as well for Mexico, one of those players with experience, number 13. He's going to guard the inbounds passer. So Paco Cruz getting a break. Ivanovic puts it up from deep. Another offensive rebound. And a push called on Jaimes.
Number 3, Fabian Jaimes.
He's going for the ball, as you can see. And I guess the problem is he's making contact while he's going for the ball. It wasn't a violent push, but
the issue, though, is, Jeff, there's 3 seconds on the shot clock. You have to anticipate the shot going up and be ready to go block out, ready to rebound.
Camacho now in the game. Number 15, Jorge Camacho, 34 years of age. And almost a turnover. Gutierrez doesn't get it. Ivanovic open, count it! Well, kind of a busted play, just like Paco Cruz scored for Mexico. Now they switch on to Mendez. Gutierrez splits the defense, gets in, and a reach. And a little bit of a late whistle. Ivanovic with the foul. Here's Lithuania's coach and watching this game, because they're going to play both of these two teams after they start with Egypt tonight. And you can see they're watching this game intensely.
And Jeff, that's so much fun from a coaching perspective. The chance to see your opponents live, the chance to watch the games and add to your preparation. They've got the pre-scout all done, and now to see your opponents and how they play for real out here at the World Cup. Jorge, again, getting into the paint, physical, strong drive, gets to the line, finding a way to really help his team.
Gutierrez had that spell in the NBA. I know he was for a long time with the Charlotte Hornets organization. And offensive foul. Gutierrez showing that great defense.
Jeff, that's what he does. Again, he's a tough, gritty player. He gives up his body for his team. You can see here, takes the charge, impacting the game, using his experience and toughness.
Now 34 years of age. Here's Orlando Mendez dribbling away from trouble. Gutierrez spins, puts it up, and he is fouled from the side by Dublovic. And I have to say, you know, again, the response, look at this, for Gutierrez coming in for Ibarra has been outstanding.
Yeah, and again, he's giving his maximum effort. Defensively, you've got to live with some of the issues, the multiple effort, but right here, impacting the game. Dublovic cannot get caught on the high side. He's got to square him up and make him score over you. Don't give him the angle to the basket, this time resulting in the foul.
I mean, if you're just coming into this game and watching Mexico for the first time, and you see your starting center go out of the game and they're really struggling already against you fear for the worst.
This is
Gutierrez has stabilized things nicely.
for sure, and this is the game plan from Montenegro. It goes exactly like you want. Vucevic gets the fouls on Ibarra, but this has been a big first half for Israel Gutierrez, helping the team in the post.
And now Jorge comes down, gets the steal. He's going to hand it off. And Camacho goes in and scores the left hand. I thought he was going to miss it there for a second.
But again, look at Jorge, a team leader, a guy who's so unselfish, doing the dirty work, gets the steal, and rewards his teammate for running the play, running the floor. Great job from Jorge Gutierrez.
So that leads to a timeout for Montenegro, who trail 29-26. Let's go down to the bench and try to hear from Coach Bosko Radovic.
Ej, dali su 15 pojena iz naših skupih lopti, 15 pojena od 29, pola pojena stavi naših, žavijemo. Ej, igramo tu down.
29-26. Mexico on top. And look at the defense from Gutierrez. I mean, you talked about it from the very start of the game. That's what he brings to this team.
He's such a smart defender, so much experience, really knows the game. He knows they're trying to throw those pocket passes to the fives after they stretch him out with pick and roll. He rotates over, plays the passing lane, comes up with a big steal, and rewards his teammate for running the floor. Again, as a coach, you gotta love Jorge's impact on this game.
Camacho, the beneficiary. I mean, Gutierrez, 11 years ago, Pac-10 player or Pac-12 player of the year when he was at California.
And he's had a
two-time first team All Pac-10.
He's had a great career. Again, played in the NBA, a lot of places in Europe, mostly recently in Mexico. He's still got a lot left in the tank.
Oh, he's 34. He's going to play at least another 10 years.
Unfortunately, we have his second foul here on the first play out of the timeout defensively.
So we got two referees from the Americas. So these players should know them better, and those referees should know those players better. Vucevic back in the game for Montenegro as Ivanovic makes the first free throw.
Jeff, did you hear Ivanovic's free throw? The perfect swish.
Yes.
Beautiful.
See smoke coming off of the twine.
Beautiful.
So both free throws. You got a glimpse of the former Montenegro international Nikola Pekovic as well. Watching this game, almost a turnover. Vucevic couldn't get it. Gutierrez steps over, puts it up, and the rebound, Dublovic. Mihailovic. He misses the three. The ball goes off of Slavkovic. I think probably as we look at the replay, and yeah, that was a good call.
Excellent
going
call.
Off Slavkovic. At least for the European crowd watching this game, I suppose they probably, looking at the rankings and everything, they're thinking Montenegro is going to be winning this game or being on top. And they may well go on, but I think Mexico probably raised eyebrows here in this first half, the way they've competed.
This is a core that has been together for 3 years, and they really know how to play together. Those are the type of teams that can go on a run here in a tournament like the World Cup.
That was Mendez missing, and Vucevic, meanwhile, NBA star drills it from the arc.
Jeff, he can be the difference maker. Again, scoring inside and out, takes the pressure off the rest of his teammates.
Mendez Good attempt, but Doncic knocks it out of bounds with 3.6 seconds left.
Coach Quintero wants to draw up a play, try to maximize the time here and get a good shot.
Well, that is about as close as it gets. That's about a 50-50 right there. Mexico fortunate to keep it. So timeout for Mexico.
Here we go, since we have so many stars involved in the building. And now, why don't we get the discount? And of course, courtesy of our global partner, let's make some love tonight to TCO.
You can see some three-point numbers. 5 for 10 from Montenegro compared to 1 for 4 from Mexico.
Y sacas a Gael. Tenemos doble salida, uno aquí y uno acá. 3.6. Sí, ok, para Gael y para ti. Si sales este es triángulo normal.
There you go.
So here's a look back at some of the highlights. 13 points for Vucevic.
So Jeff, here's an interesting front court lineup of Vucevic and Dublevic for Montenegro. And this is a real challenge for Mexico. Let's see how they finish the first half.
Stoll gets it in. They've got to get it up quickly, and Bonilla drives in and does a great job of driving to the basket and getting the foul called, kind of contorting his body.
And for young players out there, he caught the ball popping away from the basket. He knew he had plenty of time, 3 seconds on the clock, and he went to the rim. Did not finish the play, but is rewarded with the free throws for attacking the rim, pressuring the rim.
Saab is bleeding. Yeah, you have two. Best shooter.
So, Jeff, they subbed out Bonilla because he's bleeding, and Paco Cruz enters the game to shoot the free throws.
And when you know it, you would expect Paco Cruz to come in and knock it down. And this is the first.
So let's keep our eye here on the front court matchup with excellent players of Vucevic and Dublevic playing against the backups, the bench players of Gutierrez and Camacho from Mexico. Gutierrez has given the team so much good minutes here in the first half. Now they're really going to be tested.
Camacho kicks the ball out of bounds. Terry back in the game. Outside Dublevic, full 1.5 meters behind the arc and knocks it down.
Again, the combination, Dublevic stretching the floor. Great pass from Perry.
Cruz puts it up from 3. Count it! Mike, we watched him yesterday in warm-ups, and I mean, it was a rare moment when he missed a three-pointer.
Paul Stoll, great veteran player, outstanding shooter, and just a leader here for this Mexican team.
And good reach by Orlando Mendez to knock the ball away from Dublevic, who able to get his hands on it.
And you can see Vucevic trying to make that mid-roll play and make the extra pass, but he needs to shoot that ball. He's motioning to his teammates, I gotta shoot it, I gotta shoot it. You have the advantage against their backup bigs. Keep it simple and finish plays.
Here's a three-pointer. Dubljevic, his second in a row.
So, Jeff, the pick and roll coverage draws the defense in, and as Camacho pulls in, they skip it for 2 plays in a row. Threes from Dubljevic. Really important time here for Mexico.
Right play, but just too far ahead of Gutierrez, and it leads to a fast break. Popovic lays it up and in. Montenegro have their biggest lead of the game.
Let's see what type of adjustments we can make here from the Mexican side, but give the Montenegro team credit going to the big front court, calling plays where they can really pressure with a pick and roll, not necessarily at the point of attack, but pressuring the help side defense with those skips and threes. Great shots from Dubljevic.
So let's go down to the bench and listen to Quintero.
Hey, un stone aquí y este tiene que ayudar a este. Hey, y si la metes de dos está bien, pero no le damos acá de mí. Okay. Tú ayuda un poco menos porque estoy ahí. Vamos 0 abajo. Estamos en 1. Hay que atacar, sacar faltas. ¿Ok? Gabriel. Viene Gabriel, ataca a Gabriel. Lo saca así Rapaco, ¿ok? 0 abajo, dale, vamos, vamos.
Oh, boy. Might have hit him on the arm also just before he went up, Popovic. But, yeah, certain things that, I mean, really neither team can afford to do, but certainly Mexico can't afford to turn the ball over like that.
Without a doubt, and as you said, it was the right play. Stoll tried to lead him into the open space, and it was just a little bit too far out of reach for Gutierrez. And it's plays like that can make the difference.
First 2 points for Petar Popovic. And now a very important final 2.5 minutes of this first half as Mexico, I think for the second time now on the back foot, try to arrest this momentum. Traveling now on Gabriel Giron. So really difficult moment for the 12 Warriors.
These are the moments they've got to stay together and fight through. 2 minutes, 26 seconds remaining in the half. Find a way to finish strong.
Vucevic goes at Gutierrez, and oh boy, Slavkovic goes up. You cannot afford to give away those rebounds, Mexico. And again, another opportunity for Montenegro. Vucevic has it knocked away. He's got it. He goes right at Camacho. And this time just uses his height advantage. And the lead now 8. Paco Cruz gets it deep. Hands it off to Gutierrez. Right play, but his shot was blocked by Dubljevic, and now Slavkovic goes down and scores on the break.
Beautiful. Again, when one team does not finish at the rim, the other team capitalizes with lightning fast transition. Outstanding for Montenegro.
Giron, oh boy, that was about as crucial as they come for a team just trying to stop the rot.
It's a captain leading the team, making a big play. Gabriel Giron with a huge shot for Mexico.
The timeout has been called. Let's go down to the bench of Montenegro.
Hey, Pope, what the chula? Cruz, okay. Pop on the ball. We playing get 2, okay? Get 2. Pop on the ball, get 2. Marko umjesto Bojana, okay? Aša, zagradi, skupi loptu, čačka je stalno. Daj prvo za sebe, pičimo, okej? Sve okej, sve okej. Precizno, ovdje budi šale, tu, ovdje. Izađi, udar da napravimo, ju, bam. Ajde!
So very interesting stat, Mike. We talked about this at the start. You would have thought the bench would be the advantage in terms of scoring, at least for Montenegro, and it has been. Paco Cruz, 8 points, 3 assists. He's played a very smart, intelligent game. I mean, about the only thing he hasn't done is make that free throw.
Paco's been excellent, but as you pointed out, 22-12 bench scoring advantage for Montenegro. This has been a difference in this first half.
7-point lead for Montenegro. Here's Perry, looks off the passer, and there you go. Gets the layup.
Jeff, it's the point of attack at the pick and roll. There's no pressure with the 5-man from Mexico. They've got to figure that out going into the second half.
Stoll for 3, and makes another one. He just doesn't miss. Not trying to jinx him, but here's Perry, though, racing to the other end. A 3-point play opportunity here for Kendrick Perry, the foul on Giron.
Basket is counted for.
And again, Perry picking his spots, turns the corner, last pick and roll to finish, and here in transition. But again, every time it's the Israel Gutierrez matchup, Giron trying to give up his body just a little bit late. Really intelligent game from Montenegro to this point.
And indeed it is the 3-point play, the 9-point lead. And something has fallen like a chain, somebody's chain on the court. Not sure whose it is.
The dance team during the timeout.
That's probably what it was, yeah. .2 seconds, so they're not going to be able to take it all the way down to the end. So I would assume first good shot they take, they're going to.
Yeah, this is too tight a window for a 2-for-1 situation, so they're probably going to execute this possession. But Jeff, again, you know, both teams go into the locker room. Montenegro has played an intelligent first half, really attacking through Vucevic as expected. The front court foul trouble for Ibarra and the 4-man matchup have been big issues for Mexico. Mexico has played really hard, but they've got to come up with some answers for the second half.
Shot clock winding down. Stoll's pass batted away. Final seconds ticking off the clock. Here's Montenegro in the first half, and that was short. And Giron launches it right at the end, but that was short. So no doubt about it right now, Montenegro on top with all the momentum. They lead it 48-39 against Mexico at halftime.
Again, the big advantage, 3-point shooting here. 7 threes out of 13 for Montenegro.
Just ignore that last stat.
Yeah.
Montenegro with an edge of 4 rebounds as well. 5 of their 16 rebounds coming on the offensive glass, which we saw late in the half, and leading to 9 second chance points. No second chance points for Mexico. So the big numbers, key players, 15 points for Vucevic, 8 for Paco Cruz, who has 2 more assists than Vucevic. Vucevic with 3 rebounds and 1 rebound for Cruz. But I think more than anything, more than any outstanding performance, it's like you say, they've just been better with their execution and more intelligent in terms of their how they've planned this game and executed it.
But as we see these highlights, the advantages created in the pick and roll with the 5-man have led to easier baskets and opportunities. So they have Vucevic in the post to create a bucket. They have these pick and rolls with the 5-man coverage. And then on the other side, again, Mexico has hit some threes. They've made some plays, but their pick and roll game, there's no real diver to pressure the rim. There's no real dribble penetration to pressure the rim. So they become more one-dimensional. Again, I think that 4-man position is key for Mexico. And then again, they've got to figure out what their pick and roll coverage will be with Gutierrez in the game, so they have more ball pressure and impact at the ball.
How close do you think Montenegro are right now of putting this thing out of reach for Mexico?
Well, they've figured out what they need to do and how they need to play. They know they can always get advantages and get baskets playing through the post with Vucevic or playing those 1-5 pick and rolls, 2-5 pick and rolls. They've got to be smart and efficient with their play calls and what they're doing. But again, you know, let's see if we can make some adjustments from the Mexican side, and let's see if they can continue to, you know, get the good bench support and good teamwork for good shots on the Montenegro side.
Just like sharing, right?
48-39, Montenegro on top of Mexico at halftime.
Whatever our gender, color, belief, or capability, we are all on the same team.
We have the power to change lives through basketball.
Together, we are stronger. No matter your origin,
basketball
can bring everyone together.
Basketball for good.
A few of those guys knock down shots.
How about? Well,
oh, nice pass.
oh, and it's an alley-oop.
Jokic makes it look so easy.
Yeah, everything makes it look easy.
To Claver. Claver, nice bounce pass into Willie Hernan Gomez. Oh my words!
What a move, what a drive initially. Attack the basket, then the bounce pass came.
Gowrie. Back out to Ijan now, leaves his man on the floor and throws it down!
Oh! Ruri Hachimura! He just ripped through the ozone layer and pounded it home to Miles Turner.
Got to get it in. It's in. Mahika breaks through. Mahika to win it. He's won it. No. Carino grabs the rebounds. And Provitola. Deck behind the back pass. Oh yes. Now we've come to play.
That's the play of the day so far.
Jalen Brown. Buckle up. A windmill gets the crowd here in Shanghai to ooh and ah.
Just can't get it to drop. Tough tournament for him so far.
That came down to purely Abercrombie wanting it more.
Giannis up and in! Giannis Antetokounmpo with the response!
guys will be legends in their own country, but also in the international basketball world forever.
Well, Nikola Vucevic, no surprise, I guess, really. He's got 15 points, 3 rebounds, and has been a great example of using his individual brilliance, but within the team concept. I mean, it's just been great play from him.
They've done a fantastic job establishing him, playing through him. And again, he did a great job finishing plays, drawing fouls, impacting the game. And this is exactly what you expect from your superstar player, Nikola Vucevic in Montenegro.
But the problem is, you know, we saw Ibarra pick up 2 fouls early. Gutierrez came in, and there we saw Camacho matched up against him, and that's just not a way he's going to be able to compete against him.
Well, Gutierrez gave his best. He's not a really mobile player, and again, this was where the advantage lies, and Montenegro took advantage of it several times in the first half in several different ways. But that's the point for Mexico. What adjustments can they make? Can they double the low post? Can they change their pick and roll coverage? They've got to have a better impact on the ball. And Paco Cruz, Jeff, he was fantastic. Impacted the game, scored, defended. You know, he answered the bell. He stepped up for his team. But to me, Montenegro gets easier shots because they're able to create advantages through Vucevic and through the pick and roll. Mexico has hit some shots, but it's difficult for them to create opportunities out of pick and roll. Their bigs are just not good getting out of the screen. That does not pressure the defense and force rotations. So this defensive discipline from Montenegro was really solid in the first half. Let's see how Paco Cruz, Paul Stoll, Jorge Gutierrez, and these guys can respond in the second.
So he's got 2 baskets inside the arc, 1 from 3-point range, Paco Cruz. And that first game is oh so crucial for teams that want to get that top 2 finish and move on. Still in contention in the second round. And they cross over and will play the top 2 teams that will come out of Group C, which includes USA, Greece, Jordan, and New Zealand.
We've got such an exciting group here. Teams from all over the world. I think this is going to be just a wonderful tournament at all the different sites, all the different venues.
Yeah, really do. I mean, a lot of games underway. Australia were in a really tight game early on, losing to Finland, but now they've opened up a huge lead. Angola giving Italy everything they want more, but trail by 5. So just a great start here to the FIBA Basketball World Cup. And I think we have seen really good things from both of these teams. But the one thing that you would say about this Montenegro team is they have that experience of 2019. But I think maybe even more important, that experience of last year as well. Not to mention, you know, all the qualifiers. But you know, that last year, that was really big for them.
I agree. And Jeff, sometimes when teams struggle, they, you know, learn from those difficult experiences and are able to dig deeper. And again, they get themselves in that situation like, hey, we're really going to come together, we're going to make this count. We figure out how we have to play. And the addition of Vucevic just gives them definition. We can create that advantage every possession.
So Mexico warming up, and of course these 2 teams have 2 more games. Montenegro next will face Egypt on Sunday, same time, and then their last game on Tuesday, local, here Manila, will be against Lithuania at 8:30. So Mexico on Tuesday will go up against Lithuania. That'll be the late game here in Manila at 8:30, and then Mexico will take on Egypt in their last game, and they would like know, you feel like the team that does get that first win on opening night already has 1 foot in the second round.
You get that momentum and that self-confidence as a team. You have that belief, and I think that really helps your performance as you go into those next games. You know, every game is a different challenge. We used to say every game is a puzzle. We got to figure it out together. And I think the beauty of the World Cup is, you know, the puzzles come from all over the world. Different game plans, different personnel, different styles of play. And right now, I think Mexico is seeing the real disciplined effort, intelligent offense, and disciplined defense from Montenegro, and that's been the difference in the first half.
Well, Montenegro, again, when they opened up 4 years ago at the World Cup in China, they took on Greece, Antetokounmpo, the Antetokounmpos rather, including Giannis, and they were already facing a huge deficit at halftime in their World Cup, was moving in the wrong direction at that time. And then they followed that up with a defeat to New Zealand, and then they wrapped things up with a defeat to Brazil. So that also was a 32-team event, also same format, everything. And yeah, these guys are 4 years older, most of them. The ones that were there. Other stars have come on board, new coach, and again, the experience of last year at the Eurobasket. Mexico played at the AmeriCup and, you know, played well, and they played well in the Americas qualifiers. This opening, the opening exchanges, let's listen to Coach Quintero.
Paco, cinta, subes y caes porque le van a salir los dos, te lo va a dar flex. ¿Ok? Y defendemos, güey, que no metan los primeros 2 minutos, güey. 20 minutos. 2 minutos, vamos, cabrones, 20 minutos.
Is there anything Mexico can do here at the start of the second half that can immediately change this game for them?
They have to have more ball pressure at the point of attack and pick and roll.
Download the World Cup basketball app, World Cup app rather, excuse me. Scan it the barcode and get it in your smartphone. It's got everything that you need to follow this great tournament.
And Jeff, to follow up on your question, they've got to improve their pick and roll defensive coverage at the point of attack. They can potentially look to double the low post with Vucevic, but let's see how they can play with Josh Ibarra back into the lineup one-on-one. Again, these first 5 minutes are really important for Mexico. Let's see if they can dig into that lead.
Ibarra back in the game. First time since he sat down with the 2 fouls. Giron gets in, misses with the turnaround.
Giron can hit that shot fading away, but you'd love to see him get something going to the basket.
Popovich drives and foul on Mexico.
Foul number 3, Fabian Jaime. His 3rd personal.
So Jaimes, the 3rd foul for him. It is really batten down the hatches time for Mexico. They don't want to fall any further behind here. 3 fouls for Jaimes. Giron trying to keep him out, and good job denying Dino Radonjic. Paco Cruz on the baseline and sticks with it. After about 3 or 4 bounces, was knocked out, and now it's Popovich again. Oh, nice handoff. Jaimes knocks it out of Radoncic's hands.
Ibarra did a really good job that time pushing Vucevic out for low post position, but a smart drive. Fortunate good handwork on the defensive side for Mexico.
In fact, it was Caron that got the hand on the ball. Popovich again. Shot clock about to expire. Vucevic for three. Oh, he's doing it all, folks. Showing his quality tonight. No surprise.
They stretched out the pick and roll. Ibarra had no chance to get back and contest, and Vucevic makes him pay.
That one particularly painful as it was at the end of the shot clock. Biggest lead of the game now, 12 points. Jaimes for three. Doesn't drop, and now Montenegro with a break. Popovich hands it off. Doncic goes up, and the lead balloons to 14, and Omar Quintero calls timeout.
Mexico, tiempo fuera.
If you're Coach Quintero, you've got to think about a different type of attack. They're trying to get a lot of pick and roll actions. Maybe think about trying to play through Ibarra in the post.
Just at a time. Vamos una share, güey, pero necesitamos movernos, estamos muy parados. Sale Gabriel de este lado. Vamos a hacer con share. Josh. Marco Fabián, ¿ok? Para la derecha, Marco y atacas, güey. Hey, once the show roll, it's wide open. Y tú te mueves aquí, ¿ok? Hey, y necesitamos defender, dale. Vamos, cabrones. Vamos, defense.
Well, I think the one that really hurts is the Vucevic three-pointer because it was at the end of the shot clock.
A lot of these situations come down to the shots created by the offensive team. Montenegro has consistently gotten better shots. When Mexico shoots these tough shots here to start the second half, it's triggered transition opportunities for Mexico. Let's see what we can, they run as.
Kickball.
So Mexico in dire need of points. Try to put the brakes on this Montenegro team here. We had 48 points in the first half. Ibarra. Little jump hook. Back outside. Stole. Long way out. And that time just grazes the net.
So the temptation is to try to get things back in one shot, but you've got to try to win one possession at a time. They got the offensive rebound. They need to get a better shot than an extended range 4-point attempt.
Quick pass, Simonovic. And dodged the bullet there. We saw him come back early in the game, Mexico. Good hands, Vucevic. There's Cruz. And boy, that was big time.
Great tip pass from Stoll there. But you can see the active handwork defensively from Montenegro, deflecting some of these passes. Really good work defensively from Montenegro.
Yeah, that was Vucevic who got the tap. Here is Popovich. And that's probably ideal selection for Mexico on the defensive end. And here's Horondo missing the three. And open three at that.
You'd love to see Mexico play with a little faster tempo to try to create some easier opportunities earlier in the shot clock, especially when they're behind.
Here's Vucevic. And the ball bounces off of Simonovic, and Jaimes reaches right in. And you can hear the crowd from Mexico appreciating the fight.
But Jeff, why? Why are both players wrestling for the ball after a jump ball? Does it matter who wins that wrestling match?
Maybe they couldn't hear the whistle. Maybe it's just psychological.
Unbelievable.
I think you can understand the frustration from Mexico when you're trailing. You don't want to give anything away.
For sure. Three seconds on the shot clock.
Perry turns. And Jaime's with the foul. And that is frustration for Mexico. Not able to get the rebound.
Again, it's been consistent all game. They do a good job defensively, but need to finish the possession with that defensive rebound.
And that was the length of Simonovic that allowed him to get that basketball. Perry. And just stayed out, so another chance for Mexico. Just trying to stay within striking distance right now. Paco Cruz. Jaime's for three. That's good. And here they back to single digits.
That's a big shot. Great job from Paco Cruz getting into the paint, and coaches, analytics love the paint touch threes. Get into the paint, kick it out, and bury that shot. Great job from Jaime.
Perry over to Popovic for three. So he answers the three with a three.
Big response from Popovic.
And Cruz loses his handle. Perry finds Popovic on the other side, and now it's two in a row for him. And Montenegro back on top by 15.
Looks like we have a technical foul.
On Mexico. He was appealing for a kick. What was it, during the steal?
That's it.
Must have been.
That's it. That's it.
So this complicates matters for Mexico as Perry now goes to the line, but it'll be Montenegro possession after. Excuse me, it'll be Mexico possession after. So Paco Cruz with the technical.
Yeah, lost his emotional discipline there. Again, the emotion of the back-to-back Popovic threes, but let's give credit to Perry. I think Kendrick Perry has made outstanding decisions here throughout the game.
Cruz hands it off to Ibarra, back to the corner. Paco Cruz, feet set. And a quick outlet to Popovic. Crucial sequence with Popovic hitting those 2 3-pointers. It just kind of reclaimed the momentum. Radovic stole to Giron. He's going to go in strong, and he is fouled. So Nemanja Radovic puts him on the free throw line.
Again, you love the quicker transition, and you love Giron. Even though he's smaller, he went strong to the basket, rewarded with 2 free throws.
It's one of the more popular masks that you see worn
Jeff,
by Mexico fans.
I love the Mexican masks.
Did you get one while you were down there?
The professional wrestling masks. Fantastic from the Mexican culture. Love it. Absolutely love it.
You were wearing one of those at breakfast this morning. I was like, where's Mike? I said, that guy's scary.
Oh, love it. Well, we've seen some sombreros. We've seen some masks. The Mexican fans here are really trying to rally the team.
Giron gets that to drop. Look at him. The man in the sombrero and the mask pulling forces together. Their team down now 14 points, and Mexico needing stops. And if that's on Jaimes, that is number 4.
Foul number 3, Fabian Jaimes.
So that is a big call. He's going to have to come out, I would imagine.
4th personal.
And Bonilla is going to come back into the game.
For Mexico.
So, saw the replay there. I mean, he's playing hard.
He's playing hard. He's playing well. They need his athleticism at the floor. They need his mobility. And the foul trouble has been an issue for Ibarra in the first half, and now Jaime's here in the second. We have not seen Daniel Amigo yet in the game.
Yep. Maybe he will get in. And that three-pointer no good, but another offensive rebound from Montenegro. Stoll almost came up with a steal. And nobody boxes out, and Radoncic goes in, and now a technical foul. Was it for celebrating from Radovic? You ever seen that?
Basket is counted. Technical foul on number 11, Nemanja Radovic.
I would need to see it again to understand what it was specifically that he did.
Potentially said something.
Was he complaining about no foul that was called?
Potentially.
So Stoll makes that. Well, I mean, being consistent. You can't call one on one team for saying something you don't call it on the other.
Right.
So a big opportunity for Bonilla here coming into the game to help Mexico with Jaimes on the bench with 4 fouls. Ooh. And Ibarra spins, turns, scores.
Again, for such a big player, what mobility and touch. Outstanding play from Ibarra and really good pass from Paul Stoll.
Back to a 13-point deficit. Now the ball might be thrown out of bounds. No, it's Radoncic gets it before it goes. Here's Vucevic. He's been money in this situation, puts it up, and this time misses the jumper. Here comes the pick. He rolls. Giron comes from the corner, turns, and doesn't get it to drop.
Good offense from Mexico.
Shot clock down to 9. And Ibarra reaches in. It's going to be Mexico basketball. I mean, you talk about not having Daniel Amigo, but you remember he led them in scoring at the AmeriCup last year.
Position for Montenegro.
And Jaimes is important. He's the second leading scorer, and Giron was third at 13 points a game. And Giron hasn't really gotten it going today, but this is a good sign with Ibarra.
Ibarra with a beautiful finish, and then the activity on the defensive end. They were caught in some defensive disadvantage situations and solved them with switches, and then the active hands forcing the turnover. Let's see if the energy can give them a little bit of a run here at the end of the third quarter.
Here's Ibarra again. Dublovic going at him, and then just powered his way up for the layup. And a timeout, rather, has been called. So nice little scrappy, powerful play, in fact, by Ibarra, who finally is finding his way into the game.
He is a very skillful low post scorer. He's demonstrating it right here.
Let's listen to the coach.
Druga stvar, opet se počne da mlatimo sa pacima, opotamo u rekretivno. Čemu se radi u pičku matoru? Dva puta imamo četvorka da napademo, ne znamo što napadamo. Ajde postavimo nulu, first open zero. Ovi su bonusi.
Well, this was the great play from Jaimes early after catching that nice little wraparound pass from Paco Cruz. And here he is again. You know, from a scoring standpoint, they need him out there.
They need him on both ends of the floor. His mobility defensively really helps him as well.
He's rebounding, but look at that. He's got the 4 fouls, so he has to sit down. So, unfortunately, it's part of the game, and he's just next man up.
And I just love what Coach Quintero is doing here, really playing through Ibarra, whether it's in pick and roll with Stoll.
Yep,
another fantastic mask. I absolutely love it. But
playing through the pick and roll.
Yeah, and Ibarra in the post. And let's see if they can finish this quarter strong and really fight their way back into the game.
Ivanovic back in, they reach in, and almost Ibarra knocking the ball away for a steal, turnover, and in the end they get it back, and Dublovic hands it off to Radovic. Cool head for Dublovic.
So close to being a turnover, but excellent finish from Montenegro.
And Perry comes up a little too much on Stoll, knocks him to the floor, helps him up.
What you're not seeing in that possession is the excellent low post defense from Montenegro that really defended the cross screen, not allowing Ibarra to get position. Stoll has to hold on to the ball longer, and here comes the pressure from Perry. Really, really good defensive job, that possession from Montenegro.
So we talked about the importance of the bench play for Montenegro. They've got their reserves back in the game now. Dublovic, and Ibarra gets the call in his favor as Dublovic goes down.
So take a look here. First bump, second bump, that's the bump that a lot of players try to draw the charge on. And here it is, he was moving, really good call from the official. Ibarra is so physical and so strong, and he made the right play. He waited until the second bump, tried to draw the charge, just didn't get himself set. He needed to embrace the contact a little stronger.
Cruz from deep. Bonilla with the rebound. Quick pass to Cruz. Great play, Bonilla. Cruz calling for the basketball and gets it.
Beautiful teamwork. Again, cutting to the basket. Nice play from the youngster, Bonilla.
He's shown us something in his limited minutes today. He went out early after he got fouled, didn't he, in the first half when he had to take a free throw. Stoll reaches around and commits the foul.
Foul number 4, Paul Stoll.
So that puts Montenegro back on the line.
Second personal.
And Mexico having to gamble, trying to come up with steals, but committing fouls. So Ivanovic,
at the free throw line,
who already has been to the free throw line and made 2 attempts in this game.
Jeff, I think you put the
curse.
Commentator's curse.
Wasn't intentional.
Ivanovic is an outstanding shooter.
Now you're trying to put it on him. Here he is, and he proves you're right.
Good composure.
Only a 12-point deficit for Mexico. I mean, not much. It feels like a bigger lead than that, though. Oh, look at Ibarra goes up. And despite Slavkovic going for the Slapovic, he holds on to it and puts it up and in.
I just love Mexico's adjustment to play through Ibarra in the low post here. Excellent work from the bench.
Mihailovic drives in, initiates the contact, and earns his trip to the line.
Foul number 34, Joshua Ibarra, his third personal.
His third.
At the free throw line,
this is where he goes to work. Mihailovic, as we were told. I'm thinking it's Mihailovic missing the first. Montenegro at the line today have been pretty good. They're now 9 of 13, 69%. As a coach, you want it to be over 70 at least?
Yeah, that's your goal for your team. These are winning plays. This is helping your efficiency, helping your offense. You need to step to the line with confidence and knock them down.
10 of 14. 71% Stoll for 3. And there he is. He's just so confident.
So much heart in Paul Stoll. He's really competing, and he's really impacting the game, doing a great job for his team, Mexico.
Yeah, he's really showing some leadership today. As is Cruz. Mihailovic puts on the deck. Here's Radovic, that's short. And a chance to run, and Bonilla and loses the ball. Well, that's a blow for Mexico. Now Montenegro get it, and turnovers once again lead to points. That is a tough one for Mexico to swallow. Here's the pass, Cruz has it taken away by Slavkovic, and a couple of turnovers for Mexico, hurting their chances right at the end of the third quarter. Great work from Slavkovic and Montenegro. They lead it 68-58.
Ten-point deficit going into the fourth quarter here. Again, you can see 10 3-point makes to 6. Just a result of the teamwork and ball movement from Montenegro. Best plays as we take a look. Again, stretching out the pick and roll. Vucevic making them pay. Ibarra just couldn't get back to contest. Vucevic really been an impact player today. The shot selection early in the half allowed Montenegro to get out in transition. They did a great job here finishing. And then again, Perry has made outstanding decisions. These back-to-back threes from Popovic broke the game open. Give credit to Mexico for fighting back. Again, the adjustment to play through Ibarra late in the third quarter was key for Mexico. Josh did a great job of establishing the low post.
Scanning the barcode to get courtside 1891 into your smartphone for video streams, scheduled scores, and more. And Mike, I think the one really encouraging thing that we've seen from Mexico is they've held it together here in the second half. They're still down by 10, but their level of play has gone back up, and they've still got a really good chance in this game if they can get the ball to bounce their way a couple of times here.
Some good adjustments from Coach Quintero. He's really trying to help his team, put them in position to be successful. Now we've got 2 point guards in the game with Paul Stoll and Jorge Gutierrez. I like it.
Bonilla able to get it to Ibarra and then he's fouled by Dublovic.
You know, Ibarra is such a big target in there. He's got such wide shoulders and so big and physical and strong. Now we've got perimeter skill players around him. Hopefully that can help the spacing. But again, I like the 2 point guard lineup. Hopefully that gets Paul Stoll some shooting opportunities. And again, we've loved Jorge Gutierrez's defense in the first half.
Well, we talked about the Montenegro free throw shooting. For Mexico, they've been really good today, but that miss, not what the doctor ordered for them, El Medico. He makes the second, however, so they're now 13 of 16, 81%.
1-2-2 pressure after the free throw. Changing defenses.
Ivanovic gets it deep. That's a good-looking shot.
I mean, Ibarra stopped him, and he pulled up and drilled it. Great play from Ivanovic.
And once again, bench players. Lots of options in that Montenegro team. Here's Stoll, fouled by Mihailovic.
Stoll's just so smart. Mihailovic cut him off, and again, he just drew the foul, drew the contact there.
Gutierrez made a big impact on the game, particularly with his defense in the first half. Bonilla kind of loses his footing as he attacks the basket. He's helped up by Vucevic.
And again, you love his activity. The idea is right, but you've got to have a certain physical standard in this game. He needed to have that physical strength and ability to get through that driving lane. Bumped off position, stumble, turnover.
They've only had 12 turnovers, Mike, but from Mexico, but it feels like every turnover has just been huge.
A good opponent makes you pay.
And a charge. Giron takes one for the team, holds his knee.
Looks like he took a knee to the thigh. Again, this is a battle-tested, scrappy team. They've been together for several years. They're going to try to figure it out.
Oh. Yeah, he pounded him long after he got rid of the basketball to Vucevic.
Mexico needs 1 or 2 possessions here. Look for a stack pick and roll, Spain pick and roll situation here. Let's see if Giron pulls in.
Cruz, beautiful drive. Just feeling the defense where it is. Drifts in. And Paco Cruz, 14 points. Here is Vucevic just showing his quality, folks.
So again, Montenegro has the excellent front court of Vucevic and Dubljevic together. They try to post up the 4.
Oh, wonderful play, and they got a chance for a 3-point play. Paco Cruz pulling the strings, and Ibarra showing his best version of himself here in the second half.
Beautiful pocket pass from Paco, and again, finishing to the basket. A little bit of luck there, finishing through the contact from Josh. A great job from Mexico.
Yeah, definitely the foul from Vucevic. 72-63, 8 minutes remaining. Long time to go here for Mexico. Jaime's back in the game. Bonilla checks out. Played a little bit more like a 20-year-old in that last appearance. And again, you need the experience, don't you?
The hardest thing for a young player is consistency. We saw good minutes in the first half. Now we need Jaime to be continuing to impact the game without fouling.
Well, Jaime's has the 4 fouls, so remains to be seen how long he stays. Vucevic. Here's Dubljevic for 3. That's short. And Giron able to knock it away from Slavkovic. And here comes Mexico. They've trailed by as many as 16. Paco Cruz gets it to Ibarra. Here come the Mexicans.
Beautiful late delivery from Paco Cruz. Really under control. Used his body extremely well. Hit Ibarra for the big 2.
And now the ball knocked away by Paco Cruz. Mihailovic picks it up. So still plenty of time here. Vucevic goes right at Ibarra and banks it in. And just unbelievable how he turns a difficult situation into opportunity.
Beautiful left-handed finish at extension.
Here's Cruz. It's been terrific. Giron pushed by Slavkovic. I guess he must have kind of reached out and touched him with his hand. I thought they were going to call it travel there for a second. Watch this. Oh, yeah, no, he definitely pushed off on Jaime's. So that is another opportunity for Ibarra, but remember, he just missed a free throw, and he hasn't made, he's only made 1 of 3. Slavkovic goes out of the game. Oh, excuse me, it's not, it's Jaime's at the line, excuse me. So Jaime's is perfect at the line, and everything they can get from him right now with his 4 fouls is vital. He's got 11 points. And now he's got 12. Only Paco Cruz has more. And Jaime's with those 8 rebounds. That tells you how hard he's been playing. Now the switch on Ivanovic. Dubljevic finds Popovic, who had those 2 big threes in the third quarter. Guarded closely by Giron. Here's Ivanovic. He can stroke it as well. He puts it up and misses badly. Clangs it off the backboard. Gutierrez quickly up to Paco Cruz. Pump fake. Brings it back outside. And now an offensive foul, and if that's on Jaime's, he is gone.
Devastating, Jeff. Absolutely devastating.
You have a chance to get to within 5, maybe 4, and instead you lose one of your best players. And Yeah, he definitely turned into him moving.
What you coach your guards, you've got to let the screen settle. Because as the screener comes into the defender, if he's on the move, it gives the defender a chance to sell the call. In this case, he's dribbling out to reset the ball. The screen happens on the move, and it's a devastating situation for Mexico. Let's see how they can respond. Amigo into the game.
Well, that was a friendly move, bringing Amigo in. Here is the push on Ibarra. So that's number 4 on him, and the foul trouble now clearly big time affecting the game for Mexico. The man in sombrero tells it all. That look. Big moment for Mexico. They need to try to come up with a steal and a bare minimum get a stop. Here's Vucevic on the baseline. And a push on Amigo. Going for the rebound. Pushes over Dublovic.
So, Jeff, we've had 3 whistles in a row against Mexico. Mexico has to keep their composure right now. Again, get the handwork out of there.
They may have called that on Gutierrez, because he kind of like, yeah, it was indeed on Gutierrez. He kind of put his backside into it.
Trying to be physical and help out his teammate, but Mexico has to keep their composure here.
So Barter goes out to rest for a minute. And Gutierrez, who played well in the first half, is back in the game. Ivanovic wide open for 3.
And Jeff, we say, know your help, no over help. You cannot leave the strong side player. It's an easy pass, and Ivanovic buries it.
Look at that, 14 now for Ivanovic. He's got 3 threes. 11 threes have been made by Montenegro.
So again, we talk about composure. It comes through in your shot selection. Paco Cruz a little bit quick with the trigger there. Shoots a contested, tough contested 3. Not necessarily what the Mexico team wants right now.
Still a 10-point game. Can Montenegro seal the deal here? Putting them away. Oh, and the charge called on Vucevic.
Vucevic gives up his body. It looks like Jorge twisted his ankle. I think he came down on his teammate Israel Gutierrez's foot.
Oh, no, it was Perry. He came down on Perry's foot, I think.
Looks like he's going to tough it out here. But again, Amigo has been such an important player. He's coming back from that knee injury. They need him now. He steps into the game, draws a charge.
Well, that's the kind of player he is. Set screens, takes charges. Oh boy, look at the defense. What a tough play by Cruz. Gutierrez catches, scores. Difficult moment there. Thought there might be another pass there to be made, but he took the shot instead. Crunch time here for Mexico, down 8. They trailed by as many as 16. Perry, oh, he drives and gets to the line as well for an and 1. Bekovic on the right. And Gutierrez with the foul.
You know, Jeff, there's clearly contact, and it's an easy call for the official. But again, guards are smart. They're trying to create separation. Lots of handwork there from Perry. Again, this is what Mexico will talk about is, oh, hey, you know, he's pushing off, he's pushing off. Again, Gutierrez got him with the body on the way up.
So back to an 11-point lead. Clock almost starting to become a factor here for this Mexico team. And Gutierrez is able to get it and then loses it. Here's Perry on the attack. Popovich letting more time come off the clock. Popovich over to Perry. About 1.5 meters behind the arc. Amigo. We're going to see his first shot of the game. Yep, he goes up with the left hand, misses, and there is the battle for the rebound. And Montenegro come up with it.
Amigo didn't look confident in his footwork at that point.
Back pass to Dublovic. He has to put it up right at the shot clock buzzer. And Amigo with the rebound. Mexico with just 3.5 minutes remaining. Time to go to work. Trailing by 11. Bounce pass to Gutierrez. He hands it off to Amigo, and then he is blocked by Vucevic. And Perry goes the other way. And you kind of feel for Amigo because you know that he's fit enough to play, but he's not at his best right now. Physical capacity. Nice play, Paco Cruz knocking it away from Vucevic. And the possession arrow is in favor of Montenegro.
And again, here's a beautiful play. Great interior post passing, but outstanding recovery from Vucevic. Beautiful pocket pass. Again, post-to-post passing. And again, as you say, Amigo has been such an important part of their team, scoring and playmaking. But the knee injury set him back, and it's a great effort for him to be out here.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can see he doesn't have that complete confidence. Well, here comes Mexico back with their lineup. Stoll, Ibarra, Cruz, Giron, and now we've got Camacho in for Jaimes.
Clock is definitely an issue right now. Paco Cruz with the runner. This has really just been a splendid performance for him.
Yeah, Paco's delivered. He stepped up, exactly what the team needs on both ends. Really worked hard. Just had the technical foul.
9 points between these two teams. Here's Perry. Stole behind him. Here goes Vucevic going right at Ibarra. And just pretty much unstoppable, Vucevic. Three-point shot for Giron. And look at that rebound for Vucevic. Putting kind of an exclamation mark on what has been an outstanding performance from him today. 24 points, 8 rebounds. I think without a doubt, he's been the player of the game. There's Vucevic again. Count it! 27! And the Chicago Bulls star is right now the Montenegro star. And their star is rising here on game day 1 in the Mall of Asia.
Jeff, you have an NBA player who has all these expectations, and everybody looks to him for leadership. Vucevic has delivered.
Well, as we look at the replay and this three-pointer from Vucevic, you saw the difference. The three-pointers, the two, from inside the arc, they're pretty even. But the other point that was crucial for Mexico that was made in that timeout is we need to pay attention to the score here. We could end up in a three-way tie for one of the top 2 places, and it could come down to goal difference. We need to get this goal difference down. Right.
Coach Quintero is really on point. He's helping his guys stay focused in the difficult situation. The small points mean something. But again, the 12 3-point makes for Montenegro, and it's the front court shooting.
Boy, ball, great play by Perry, coming up with the steal, the quickness, the quick hands, the long arms.
The turnovers have been costly for Mexico today.
They really have. Here is Perry three-pointer. And it goes from bad to worse for Mexico. This point difference is now 17. And that stings when they just had it at 8. Giron spins, drives, puts it up. Just hasn't been able to finish well tonight. Here he is passing to Stoll. And that's off. I don't know if he tried to bank that in.
He did. He went for the bank on the sidestep three.
So final minute. And Montenegro more than happy to be sitting on a 17-point lead. Just take seconds off the clock. Vucevic back outside. Perry from downtown, another three, and that just adds insult to injury. Their biggest lead of the game, and Nikola Pekovic on the right. Again, the president of this federation who had that terrific playing career. And Camacho gets blocked as he goes for the layup. And again, Quintero, I think, a little frustrated there that they didn't maximize that opportunity to get points because it could come down. I think probably at this point it's unlikely. Their 20-point deficit is so large, but you just never know. Perry, now they got to rush and see if they can get another one, and it goes off the hands of Giron, and just a really awful last couple of minutes for Mexico, and an outstanding professional approach by Montenegro here at the end of the game. So they thoroughly deserve it. Outstanding performance for Montenegro. That experience